If you decide to synchronize, the connection method that you use to synchronize will depend upon two things. Number one, which version of the ACT software you have. We've been focusing on ACT 2006 on the base software, but there's also a premium version, and we've mentioned it a couple of times during this training. The premium version becomes more important when you decide to synchronize computers and when that's part of what you absolutely have to do. Because with the premium version, we can add additional software that allows multiple syncing options. The sync option that we have with the base ACT 2006 software, though, is almost automatic. All we have to do is turn it on. And we turn it on simply by clicking on Tools and then going to the Synchronization panel. So we're going to click on Tools, come down to Synchronization panel, which will open up the Synchronization panel. And then we're going to enable synchronization. It says synchronization will be enabled. Are you sure you want to continue? We say yes. Now synchronization is enabled. Later on we'll talk about what we can do with some of these other options in the synchronization panel. But for now we're going to click Close. Then click on Tools again. Notice that we have a new tool lit up that was grayed out before, which allows us to synchronize. Now if we had the additional options, the additional software, we would click on Synchronize Now and we could go in and configure additional options as well. But what we're going to do is click on Accept Incoming Syncs and choose a port, and it says the sync server has successfully started. That's all there is to it in regards to setting up synchronization for a simple base ACT system. Now if you had the additional software, if you had the premium for workgroups, then you'd have the option to set up what's called a network sync service, which means that ACT does not have to be turned on all the time and the database doesn't have to be opened up. Basically what you can do is you can create a copy of the database that can be shared across the network, and those databases then can be synced by whatever device that you want. That's a more advanced topic. We're not going to cover it in this particular chapter or this particular training on base ACT 2006, and it would be specific to your own organization anyway. What I would highly recommend is if that's what you want to do, buy ACT Premium, then just install the additional software and follow the bouncing ball. You can also set it up so that if you have a web server that is on the outside of your firewall, you can use an HTTP connection, a Hypertext Transfer Protocol connection. That way you protect your network, because if you want to be able to sync with ACT and you're not using an HTTP connection, you may find that you have to open some firewall ports that otherwise you would not be willing to open. So the sync options have to do, as we said, with the software that you have and also then your network environment and how you want to use it. And if you want to get more complex in your organization in regards to synchronization, then you're going to need the ACT Premium for Workgroups for 2006. So next we're going to talk about the second step in regards to synchronization, and that is defining the users and the contacts that we're going to synchronize. That's next.